moving to the next question, which is very important in today's generation, teenage. When we step into teenage, it's very hard for kids' own self and for parents or for the entire society. So they are into sometimes bad habits, drinking habits, or so how parents should take them or how they should treat from the beginning.
Actually, when it comes to internet, nowadays everyone is with the internet, right? Make sure they're browsing in front of them in the hall, not in the bedrooms, locking their rooms. Never allow that. And also, don't give the food wherever they are sitting. Sometimes parents take the food to the bedroom.
True.
That's
Yeah.
totally no. 100% no, since a childhood. Even if you already did. So now you tell them, I don't allow anymore. It's harder for me. Let's eat together as a family on the dining table. So we are breaking that habit of that as a family. So whenever you're hungry, you have to come onto the bedroom dining table, and whenever we all eat together, they cannot miss it. Sometimes they say, I'm watching this movie, I'll eat after. No, you pause the movie, you come sit with the family and eat. And also, whenever you're browsing the internet, you're not in your bedroom and watching a TV in a sleeping position. You do in the hall, whatever you're watching. In front of everyone is walking.
Okay.
So you monitor what kind of serials they're watching, what kind of games they're playing. So if they're playing constantly guns and you're created that environment. So one time what happened in my house, my husband went with some other, my kids went with some other cousin and my husband went. So my husband wanted to buy something for them. So this cousin said, oh, this latest PS3, whatever is there, let's buy. So they all bought into the house. Since that came, when I call them for the dinner, they are not coming. When I call for the lunch, because they are already in the middle of playing, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want to get up and come. So they're like, Mummy, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, this and that. They're not listening at all. They're constantly addicted to that. After 5 days, I told my husband, you know what? I'm quitting my mother job. You guys make whatever you want unless you remove that PS3. That has to be out of my house. I can't work. So he said, okay. And then he didn't know how to, most of the parents, they're afraid kids are going to cry. They'll do tantrum, like, they'll be upset. So mother do lot of stuff because the kid will get upset, but they don't realize in the longer run, it is going to damage them.
True.
It doesn't matter if they cry one day, let them cry. It's okay to cry. Balanam Rodhanam Balam, right? So what happened then? My husband, what he did is one day we all went on a cruise. So he was at home. So he removed that. When they came back, he said, I sold one of my nurse because the kid, they can't afford it. So I sold them for a lesser price. They said, no, why did you do that? How can we play now? Then I sat with them and explained, you know what, whenever I call you, you're not coming for dinner nor lunch. So is it great on a mom? Do you think I should face that? Do you think I should shout 10 times for your lunch or whatever it is? No, mommy, what you did is good. So, you explain them in a right words. And then they asked how much you sold it for. He said for $1. Oh, Nana, that is $400 worth. Why did you sold for $1? Because they can't afford it. So they wanted it anyway. They are going and buying. I know that is not good for them also, but they are going and buying. I said I gave it to them. I said. Then my kids are said okay, but that's not good for them to Nana. Let them know that. So they knew that is creating a thing in their thing.
Yeah.
One time, same thing. iPad also he bought for them because lot of parents they face this because their neighbor kid has the iPad. They'll come and ask, I want the iPad because that kid has it, right? So one day my husband said, oh, if you dance in this wedding, I'm going to buy you an iPad. They danced. So he bought the iPads. Same story with the iPads. They're always on the iPads and they're not not doing what they're supposed to do. It created a chaos in the house. Then I said the same thing. I'm not going to do anything as a mother. Either you remove those. So I'm very strict. If I say something, I would follow. So my husband knows. From next day, they will not have food nor nothing. So I'll do my meditation. I won't do anything. I'll quit everything and do my meditation. He knows that. So immediately what he did, he took all the 3 iPads and put somewhere on the top or somewhere. Next day they were searching for iPads. Then I said, ask dad. I think he knows. Then my husband said, oh, those are I bought from my hospital for security reasons. They asked me, so I gave it to them. So my kids were okay. Oh, okay. And then they didn't ask since then. So something or the other we said, but you don't buy. He bought it without my knowing. He said something, but don't promise those kind. It doesn't matter if they dance or not in
Yeah.
that wedding.
We need to think about the long term, how it's going to impact in a right
Exactly.
way or wrong
Right
way.
way
So
or
we
wrong
need to
way. So
need to
gifting
be
also, they say, oh, birthday is coming. What do you want? iPhone, iPad, they buy. But think of what that impacts on that
true,
phone.
true. Yeah, yeah. Beautifully you have explained, and you have brought a lot of points from conceiving till teenage, and
You were asked about the drinking also. We were,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
so respecting parents also is very very important. From the day one, you put your food down, and also show 100% love. When you show 100% love, there's no point of misbehaving with the
yeah,
mother or shouting at the parents, because
yeah.
that's what they see, that's what they learn.
Yeah, there is a saying called, we can buy everything by love. When
Exactly.
love is there, and when mother is with full of love, when she's taking care of everything, why these kids will even hurt her? So there's always
The
give and
only
take.
way it might go wrong, if the mother is weak,
Yeah,
giving over, I mean, lot of love at the same time, not putting her foot down where it is supposed to be,
true.
then it would go in a wrong. It
Yeah,
could go
yeah,
in a overly
yeah, yeah,
direction. Even sometimes they give to the kid like a separate room, separate door. They don't even know kid is sleeping or not. Suddenly cop says there's an accident happened on the highway at 2 a.m. They say no, my kid is sleeping in the room. They put down the phone. I knew so many things.
yeah.
The kid died there, but the parents does not know. They think the kid is, they put down and they slept again. At 7 a.m. mother suddenly felt that insecurity. Let me go and see. Kid is not there in the room. So she went back to that phone number, where it came from, which station it came from. Now she can, going back is harder. Where it happened the accident, because in the night you didn't answer
True.
properly. So imagine that chaos of
Yeah,
feeling that insecurity. That's why you monitor the kids where they are going in the night, what time they are coming, and don't provide that extra room, that extra door, all those stuff. So make sure they are in front of your eyes,
yeah, yeah.
doing in a right thing, right ways. And also my kids also said that nowadays they're taking these e-cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So that how to, I asked them, how do you recognize if they're taking e-cigarettes? Is they said there will be a smell in the room, orange smell,
Yeah, yeah. It will be with
cucumber
some
smell.
time. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
so if you, and also they don't allow to touch their bags and they lock their rooms. All these are symptoms for a kid that they is doing something
Yeah.
against the parents' will. So all those things you have to focus and make sure, and you go randomly check the room when he's not there. It's not the privacy. They don't need privacy at that time. When they are gone, when they are married, at that time they require privacy. You have to be careful what you talk in front of the wife. You have to give them 100% liberty,
True,
after they go to college, maybe
true.
if they're matured. But until then, they are under the supervision of parents.
Yeah. Let's come to this drinking habit. So once one is habitual of that or anything, breaking the pattern, breaking the habit is really not that easy.
Harder.
So, and especially when it is drinking habit. So how one can help such people, being
Yeah.
a friend, being a mother, or being a anyone.
Same question. Say how he asked on the cigarette, my boy. Same thing. You ask the questions. What it is, what
True.
it is doing to your body.
Hmm.
Why you're drinking.
They knows everything, but still, when
You
the
make
time,
them think. They don't think. See, he took the cigarettes because the friend is, to impress the friend, right?
mm,
But it's your body. You're the one putting that drink in your body. You're the one damaging your own body. You have to bring that awareness to the kid, that it's your own body you're damaging. Tomorrow that friend is not there with you, but your body is with you. You need to protect your body, right? in all the way, whether you are putting a bag on the backpack or you're putting weight on the body, everything will affect on your body, whatever you do. So you do need to protect that body. Even in when we went to Kailas, Manasarovar, everyone is like holding the bags, even when they are in the line, this China line. I constantly am with them. Why you are carrying that? Put it on the floor. We are in the line anyway. It will take another 30 minutes or 2 hours. So why you are damaging your back? You need to protect. We will live longer comparatively other people. We are meditators. So we need a good, healthy body. So protect your body. Same thing, you bring the awareness to a kid to protect their body, to protect their senses, their brain, how it affects. Actually, to my older son, we send him to this neurology, one of the subject. So what they did kind of a research on the younger kids. That's a specialist as in the neurology. What they teach, they wanted to teach in 3 weeks, the 3 months subject in a 3D.
Okay.
So they did that to these kids in a 3D dimension, about, so that covered about the drinking pattern. When you drink, how those nerves changes and how the brain pattern changes, how it affects, especially a younger growing kid. So when see, until 28 years old, the memory increases. The cells, you have a small lights in the brain, those will increase every day. Your memory capacity increases. After 28, they start diminishing. The lights will go down and down and down, right? So if when you're drinking in the 28, under the 28, right, when you're younger, so the pattern of growth will stop and decreases. So what you're supposed to get maximum memory of that 28 years, if you're stopping that memory, then how can you live next 80 years or 90 years or 100 years with the memory? That's what he learned that and came home. So when he saw other kids drinking, I asked him, why you didn't drink with them? Those people were drinking in front of you. They offered you. Why you didn't drink? That was his first experience about the drinking. He was 10th grade or 11th grade. So maybe 11th grade. So I asked him, why you didn't drink? Because it's very important for the parent to ask what they're thinking, to know what they are up to. So he told me, Mummy, I went to this course. He went in the 11th holidays. So he was, I think, then 12th grade. So he learned how that brain pattern will stop functioning when you drink. So that's why he said, I don't want to stop my growth. So
Then
that
you are
will
aware
affect
enough.
me,
Right,
affect my brain power. It's not worth drinking for that moment, that minute. That feeling is not important to me. How I feel. I don't even had a question how I feel. I don't care how I feel. For me, I need to protect my health, my brain, my body. So that awareness, you have to bring it since the childhood to protect themselves, to help themselves. If you don't create that in them, they would go. If you create from the childhood, like you said, they are already in the drinking, then you sit with them, show them those videos. As a family, you see that movie. Suddenly, randomly, you put and you see. You start seeing that. There are Netflix has even lot of.
True.
YouTube has that detailed impact of a drinking to the brain. So you do that, you educate your kids what will be the impact in the long run to you, then versus a temporary friend. Temporary friend will not be there for you rest of your life, but your brain will be there rest of your life.
Very true. Yeah. So yes, like this education is really very important, and as you said, communication. When we can't convey in other way, this communication is the only way. So
Definitely.
that is
Communication is the only way. Questions.
questions.
Just to remember to question, even to a husband or to the, even husband is not properly responding to the kids, not being a mentor. He's in his own world, friends drinking. That's the impact it's going to be on the kid, because you're telling, the father is saying this is the enjoyment. Drinking and eating fried food and having friends is the enjoyment, right? So that will impact the kid if the father is not working. So that will impact the kid. and
True.
he will not work too, because that's what you are. You're a role model to the kids, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be
They will
very
copy you.
careful.
Yeah.
Very careful what you talk, what you do, what you give the exposure to the kids.
Right.
Some parents say, I can't wait my kid to be 18, I want to drink with him. What kind of wish is that? That's all they wish for.
I mean,
I'm talking educated parents. I'm not talking. Education
oh,
is different,
yeah.
exposure is different. But exposure, educated parents, I heard many times. And that kid will sit and drink. He won't do anything else because there's no other ambitions you put on him. Right? So it is important to what we talk, what we say the words. Is it really that
Yeah.
important, sitting and drinking with the kid?
So, putting everything aside, how meditation helps in each and every stages of life in this parenting, which is
Means
very
if the kid is
in all
meditating or the mother is meditating?
both way.
Okay, if the
Because
mother, father are meditators, that will be a high. You will have a guru in the house. There's no question. The higher soul will come, even if they had a design. Because I was not a meditator when I was pregnant, but I became a meditator within 2 years of my boy's born. Because they know my soul plan. They know when to come. That's why they came exactly before I started my meditation. That's what they told me in their dream. That's why they waited, my twins. They only meditator can raise them. That's why they waited that long before my meditation they came. So if the both are meditators, they'll be calm, pleasant, and they have patience to explain everything. So if they see these episodes, they know they have to ask questions. They know they can eat by themselves, right? If they follow all these without any anger, without any fear, without any stress, they will raise them beautifully. And another thing is the difference between a meditator and non-meditator. I felt you will not imagine negative. If my kid is going to college, right? Regular mothers will imagine, oh, if he goes and drinks, if he smokes, if he get into
that
drugs,
fear, they will always think about negative aspects,
they
not the
only
positive.
think about negative. If they get wrong friendships, if they eat wrong food. If you're a meditator, you manifest everything right. All I feel is my son will cook exactly right food what his body needs. He will only eat what he needs, and he will have beautiful friends whom he can mentor and they can mentor him. He will have beautiful lecturers who will mentor him. So all these things, that's all I feel when I feel him. I won't even call 10 times and say what are you eating, what you've made, what you're doing, this and that, because he lives outside, not in the dormitory. So he cooks himself. So I don't ask him any of those questions, because he comes every weekend to the house, and he does 12-hour shifts in the hospitals. He works 12 hours. Sometimes he go 12 in the afternoon and he comes midnight, 12 o'clock. Comes and eats like he's very hungry. Mummy, I'm coming, keep the food ready. I ask him, why you're so hungry? Because I don't eat anything. I can't even drink water. I can't even use the restroom. That hectic it will be, because he works in emergency. So I say, why you're doing this? You don't need to work. Like, why you're working? Because he needs to work to get that particular hospital. He wants a medicine. To get the medicine college, he has to work. He has to do all that. So he knows his future. He has to do.
Yeah, because of that need he has to do. That is, yeah.
So that's why, if the kid is enough matured, if the kid knows what he wants, he will automatically follow the directions of what is needed. He don't care about his own personality. He don't care about the hours. He don't care about his food. Nothing he cares.
True.
He would do what is needed. That's what we need to teach the kids.
Yeah.
That's what we need to bring the awareness.
So these points are really very, eye-opening for kids as well, for mothers. And these basic pillars are really very important. When we take care from the childhood, we don't need to worry at late age or after teenage or, yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you for explaining in such a beautiful way with your own experiences. This is the best parenting session, I must say, and it will definitely benefit to so many people who are watching PMC. So at the end, a small message to our audience on this topic.
Yeah, definitely do not hit the kids. That's the number one thing. And don't show any anger. everything say yes. Whatever they ask, it does not matter. Even the things like the worstest thing they ask, say yes, and then let them feel the negatives or the benefits, what it is, and then ask them the questions. So always ask the questions to them every time. Whatever they do, it does not matter. And also spend time with them, that quality time, as a father, as a mother. Go for a walk, go to dinners, have that one-on-one time. I
Yeah.
have 3 boys. It's hard to spend time. When my older one comes, they're like, "Zzz." I don't understand what they're talking, and secondly, I can't make a conversation. So when they are alone, that's the best time. So I take them for a walk, or we sit together, or when they are going to bed, I go
Yeah.
slowly sit next to them or sleep next to them,
Yeah.
hold their hand, and then we talk. So
Yeah.
like that, create an environment, spend time together,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
as if with the father separately and mother separately with each kid. So that
Yeah.
you will know what is going on in their life, instead
True.
of nowadays teenagers or younger kids, they're totally disconnected with the parents.
True.
They're
That's
only
very
friends.
true.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
only friends, and they're so one thing, fortunate thing, what happened to me is when the kids were very young, I moved to a place where there are no Indians.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any friends around. I have
Mm-hmm.
friends like I have to travel 1 hour to go to a friend place or something. So I have no interest once I went to this meditation. All I do is meditation or spending time with the kids. So only we as a family, my husband also after his work, he has no one to go and chit chat or to go for a samosa or a tea. He does not have anybody other than us. So he and me spent so much time with the kids. I felt that was their design. That's why when they're 2 year old, we moved to this place.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything else around, these kitty parties, friends and all, what you do? You spend it with the kids. A lot of times, you leave the kids on the helpers. They start talking their language, what exposure they have to teach the kids. Mother
Very
is the
true. Yeah.
only one who can teach love, who can teach everything. So first, at least until the 7th grade, leave everything aside and spend more time with them and give them that
Importance, like they need
teach
to
the love.
understand, they need to realize
Exactly.
that you are always available, so that they can grow in a right way.
Yes.
And as you said that these days kids are disconnected,
Connected. Yes.
so that is the reason that the parents are not available or at right time. That's why they
Parents are not available. I mean, they have their own life. So kids have their own life. They leave for the friends always. They go to the houses where they have same age group. But what they're learning from those kids. So they always get, what do you say? They learn something from the other kids. It could be good or bad.
yeah
And you have to monitor that too.
yeah because so many parents at late age they complain that what we did wrong, that we are facing these things, and they really forget the what exactly happened.
Happened in the past. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I always
So
say, just close your eyes and feel where you spend the time, what you said, how many times you shouted, or you fed them, or all these are important,
yeah, yeah.
So we all have to behave like a bird, mom bird.
Very true.
We
Yeah.
should give the individuality. We should allow them to grow. At the same time, we need to know where to put our foot down. We need to know how to explain them what is wrong, what is right.
Yeah.
So all these have to be done in a right way, right direction, right age.
And this education for parenting, the way we learned, the same we are going to repeat with our kids. So,
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
that's really a very important thing. The
It's true.
teaching from the beginning, a mom, a father, they both can teach from the early age. So the same
Yes.
thing, same stories, mostly the same story comes
Repeat.
back, right?
Mm.
Repeat,
Sometimes they
yeah.
say, my father hit me, so I'm going to hit my son. So
And if
this
they don't
repeats
think
too
also, it happens automatically.
automatically.
That anger somehow
Comes
without
back.
knowing comes
Comes
back.
back.
Even Osho said a mother also, unknowingly she jealous with her own daughter.
Yeah,
So whatever she didn't get in her
it's
childhood,
a good one.
she feel that unknowing jealous.
True.
So
Not every mother it happens,
no,
but that is
yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah,
That happens and you recognize it. That's why meditator can recognize those. Meditator can feel that. So there's a big difference between a meditator mother and a regular mother.
True.
Regular mother can shout, can do, can say no. No matter how many times you tell them, without their knowing, they shout. Without their knowing, they say no.
Yeah.
But a meditator can hold
Yeah.
on to that, and
Yeah.
they can change their
They take
behavior.
responsibility then on, because other people, those who are not meditator, are not even conscious that what's going on. They just do everything mechanically.
And they think negative too.
Yeah.
Every single minute, I heard many mothers, they sit outside, it seems, because they imagine their kid had an accident every single day from the school when they are coming. So they are stressed out until the kid comes into the house. I was so surprised when I heard that. Really, you used to sit outside, used to feel every single day that she had an accident.
Yeah,
That is how bad of, our brain.
And this is
works.
not maybe, I mean, this is a very long-term pattern. It's not just came just because of the kids are going outside. It's something which they are, repeatedly, they are
Since the childhood, again,
from the
their
childhood,
how it affected a mother, how
the
she has
fear
been.
or everything,
See, for me, what I'm doing, not only because of the meditation, that's what my mom did. My mom always explained. My mom always made us to work with her. We know every little thing, you name it, including, general things. They make appas or all these, like sakinalu, you say, right? The Telangana specials. Anything you say, gudalu, jonnalu, I can make anything. You name it, I can make. Any sweet, you name it, Mysore pak, whatever it is, I can make it, because she made to be with her whatever she was doing, including putting that outside, we used to put the water outside and put the muggu. Everything we did. We used to have chores 1 week. 1 week I bring the milk, and I have to take shower and take care of the breakfast, and one has to do the guard.
rules. It should become a rule, and a rule in a right way.
Same thing I did with my kids. All the 3 kids used to do every week different chores. So they used to do as a mechanically every day. And sometimes if they back answer to my husband or to me, all we used to say is, next day I used to sit with him and say, write how many things your dad does in a day to you. So when he wrote 21 things, he wrote one time. I still have that letter. So he wrote, and at the end, I didn't say anything. He himself said, I'm sorry, Dad, for being rude to you. I raised my voice. I would have not done. You do so much in my life. He himself wrote that. All I said is, just write how many things he does in your life. So those are the things that are very, very, very important, making them realize. I also used to make them write contracts. When they ask me something to buy, right? I used to ask them, okay, what are the things you're not doing, you're supposed to do? We know that on the weekend we don't brush on time, we don't take shower immediately. It's not the school time. I say, okay, I want you to write everything, what you're supposed to do, and sign and date it. Then I will sign it, then I'll buy you that thing. So, they used to follow another 6 months with that contract. I used to put it on their door, on their bathroom door, so that every day they see that, right? So on the weekends they used to get up and then do the brush in the shower. So
it's really very important.
So it's amazing how everything makes a difference. So
thank you for such a beautiful message. It's really very connecting, and people, they should learn all these things from very early age. So thank you so much, Aniruddha ma'am, for this wonderful message to our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the PSSM members and all the people who are working behind this, and all the volunteers. Thank you, because these messages will help thousands of people. What you guys are doing, it's unbelievable work. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey friends, so I trust you love this episode, because this is very important part of our life, how we raise our kids or how we grown up. So this is the base pillar of anyone's life, after getting married. Everyone want kids in their life. So this is the thing which we have to learn from very childhood, and only mother, and after mother, both parents. Like father also has a lot of responsibilities, So please be conscious enough, be aware enough to raise your kids. And if you love this episode, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much.